Hello my loves, welcome back to the channel, and today on Latakin's Nor Kitchen we're gonna make semolina and cheese dessert. That's right, this comforting crowd pleaser is not only super easy to make, it will pretty much work with any filling you like to use. This is one of the best semolina desserts I've ever had, especially with the sugar syrup we're gonna serve it with, which was just an absolutely perfect pairing. And I gotta say, after I experienced this, you're gonna have trouble going back to the regular plain semolina dessert. It really is that good. So with that, let's go ahead and get started, and the first thing we need to do here is dumping in 2 liters of milk in a big pot. And then what we do once that's set is head over to the stove, set it over medium heat, and all we want to do here is warm this up. And while waiting for that to happen, we're gonna dump in 2 tablespoons of yogurt to make the clotted cream richer. And here's the thing, try to use the best whole milk you can find. So I went to the grocery store and got some gorgeous local milk from grass-fed cows. That's right, some dairy farms actually feed the cows what they're supposed to eat, wink wink, which is so nice. So we're gonna go ahead, and right before it's about to simmer, we're gonna pour in our apple cider vinegar, nearly about 3 tablespoons, and the milk will start to curdle. And basically what's gonna happen here, it's gonna break down into 2 things, the curds and the whey. The solids that you see there are just starting to form, and the whey is just that kind of watery liquid separates away from the curds. Now if this doesn't curdle within 30 seconds, add another tablespoon of vinegar. You can also use lemon juice if you want, and then it should really start to separate like that. So you're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes undisturbed, and then what we do once that's set is put in a colander over a stock pot, and then we're gonna take the cheese curds after 10 minutes and pour them into that colander. And the whey is going to drain through it, and it will just leave you with the curds. Alright, so we're gonna leave it in the colander for 5 minutes to drain, and while waiting for that to happen, I'm gonna take a saucepan to which we will pour in 1.5 cups of milk, along with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're gonna mix that good and rubber until the cornstarch dissolves completely. At that point we can head over to the stove, and we're gonna set that over high heat. We're gonna cook this stirring pretty much instantly using some kind of a whisk until the mixture gets hot and thickens. Now once we're happy with it and the texture is what we like, we can go ahead, turn off the heat, and set it aside. Now in a big bowl we're gonna pour in this mixture, in which we will throw in our clotted cream in addition to 200 grams of whipped cream, a small package, and we go ahead, take a spoon and try to mix all these together. And believe it or not, that's it, our Arabic clotted cream is ready. You can use it in all kind of Arabic desserts that calls for using clotted cream. Oh, by the way, if you want, some people prefer to mix that buttery cream with honey and serve it on breakfast, but I don't, because I need it now for this recipe. But either way, that will be up to you. You are Her Majesty the Queen of your homemade clotted cream. So let's cover that and take it to the fridge to cool down a little bit. And I know you want to taste it, but you can't. We really need to let this cool down completely before trying to dug into it. So now we're gonna go back to the stove. We're gonna place our pan on medium heat, and then pour in 1.5 cups of water along with 1 cup of sugar. And what we do is cook this stirring until the sugar dissolves, and then we go ahead and gradually add in our semolina. Don't add it all at once. We want that semolina to cook little by little. And to finish this up, we're gonna introduce the star of the show, shredded mozzarella cheese. Alright, I needed nearly 500 grams of cheese. At that point, all what you really want to do is flip in the mixture over and over, and we'll stir that for nearly 5 to 10 minutes until the cheese melts. And then once that's done, we'll start to have a stretching ball of dough. So keep folding the dough on itself a few minutes until all the cheese has fully melted, and it should be a single uniform color. And speaking of pans, you need to use non-stick one to make this process easier for you. At that point, it's time for the show. I'm gonna test the dough playing with it, so if it could stretch high without breaking and has a soft texture, then it's ready to assemble. So what we do is take a baking paper, put it on the working surface, and immediately transfer our dough onto it while it's still piping hot. Or if you would like to use a plastic wrap, make sure to brush it with sugar syrup before putting the dough because it's some kind of sticky dough and we don't want to mess it up. And then what we do is cover the dough too with another parchment paper. And then what we do, as usual, is grab in a rolling pin and roll this out into a rectangle shape or something close to a rectangle between 1/4 and 1/2 inch thick. And the nice thing about working on the parchment paper is it makes it very easy to spread it out. Plus, as you see, this will allow us to assemble our dessert with a minimum amount of danger. So we go ahead, roll that out into some kind of generally rectangular shape. Next, we're gonna cut the edges to make them clean. I put here the cloudy cream in a piping bag and we're gonna put a row of it along to the end. So we go ahead and place that down and then we go roll our dessert forward, but we're not gonna roll it all the way. So we'll stop once the filling is totally covered, at which point we need to cut the base away and then bring a plastic wrap, cover it and seal the ends. And we need to leave it in the fridge to cool for at least 1 hour. So we're gonna repeat the process 2 more times, filling, rolling and cutting. And once those are set, we're gonna take them to the fridge, and to finish this up, we need to prep the sugar syrup. So in a saucepan, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of sugar along with 1/2 cup of water and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Take it to the stove and set that over high heat, stir until the sugar dissolves, then turn the heat off and set it aside to cool down. Now after 1 hour passed, we're gonna pull it out and cut it up. Let's take our knife and cut these into hopefully fairly equal pieces, which is gonna make you serve it nicer. And of course, as a highly trained professional, I couldn't have got those all perfect, at which point they're pretty much ready to be served. So I'm gonna garnish with some pistachio, and because we are fancy, we're gonna put some rose petals on top too. Well, this recipe calls for using a rosewood or two, but because my husband doesn't like it, so I didn't. But if you do, don't hesitate. And that's it. Our cheese and semolina dessert is ready to enjoy, or as it's called, Halawet El Jibn. But before serving, we're gonna add the sugar syrup, and then once garnished, I grab the fork and I will dug in. Yes, a little amount of syrup will cause no hurt. And that, my friends, was a truly amazing bite of food. That gorgeous creamy cheesy center with just that touch of sweetness. And that beautiful tender cheese dough. You can serve this with hot coffee or tea for breakfast. And when you eat something like this in the morning, you are setting yourself up for a very successful day. Try it, you'll see. Thanks for watching, and if you liked my video, please make sure to subscribe, like, follow and share so you can help me get more people to reach Latakian's Noor Kitchen. See you later!